Hey there, fourth grade. This is Mr. Campbell. Today we are going to be working on page 349. This is going to be subtract fractions with like denominators, lesson 9.5. At the end of today, we want you to be able to say, I can use my understanding of subtraction as separating parts of the same whole to subtract fractions with like denominators. And that's the last part is really what we want you to hear today. We want you to be able to say, when I have a common or like denominator, I can subtract those two things. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. I'm going to give you the same reminder I have been doing each of these days because in a fraction, we have two different parts. We have our numerator and we have our denominator. All right, and the numerator is what's up on top. So if I have 5, and then our denominator is down below, if I have 6, right? And so our top part is, how many do we have? What do we have? And then, what makes a whole? What makes whole? All right, so the whole thing is going to require 6. And what do we have? We have 5. And so I keep showing you different ways that we can solve these types of problems. I'm going to do that again for you right here. All right, now this one is not a perfect picture, but it's pretty close. All right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to make the whole thing, right? And so here I can shade in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5, and it takes 6 to make the whole, so this is 5, 6. That's what that fraction is right there. And that's all we're really working on, is knowing what these different parts are. And yesterday we started talking a little bit more about how to subtract using some models and things like that, right? And so we started looking and saying, okay, well, for example, if I have 3/5, all right, here's my 1/5, 1/5, and 1/5. There's 3/5 right there. And if I say I want to minus 2/5, I would take 1, 2/5. What am I left with? I'm left with 1/5, right? That's what we were looking at yesterday. Well, today, we're not going to be using those models. We're going to just be doing the numbers. So let's go ahead and turn to the next page, page 350. And as we turn here, we can see that we've got some problems. We're going to skip right down to box B. And it says, find 5/8 minus 3/8 using the relationship between addition and subtraction. All right. So, well, what does that mean? Well, here I'm starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. And what I'm saying is I can take away 3/8. And I know that 3/8 is 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, which is these three parts right there. So when we had this, these are the parts we're crossing off or taking away. And we're saying, what do we have left? Well, we have 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8. All right. Now, it's a lot of different ways for us to kind of put this together. But if you remember way back when we had fact triangles for addition and subtraction, if I had 5 at the top and I had 3 over here, then I could say 5 minus 3 is 2. Or I could say 5 minus 2 is 3. But then I could also say 3 plus 2 equals 5. That's all they're trying to show you right here. 3 plus 2 equals 5, and 8s are our denominators. They're just trying to get you to see that that's what we're really talking about here. Okay. For box C, it says find 5/8 minus 3/8 using a general method. So for this one, instead of making it one whole, we're saying this is how much we are starting with, which is 5/8 all the way across. Now we've got our 3/8 is going to cover this part, and we're looking for this right here. What is the new numerator? And this n right here, that's all that means. Numerator. That's what we're trying to find. Okay? So if you look down here, they showed it the way that we did last time as well, which is where we started with our 5/8, and we're taking away 3/8. The 8s stays the same each of the times. And so then we just subtract our two numerators from each other. So we start at 5 minus the 3. 5 minus 3 equals 2, and our denominator stays the same. Again, not super crazy. It's just piece by piece being able to put these together. Let's go ahead and turn to the next page, because this is where, hey, here we go. We're jumping right in. practicing some of these different parts. We're going to do 2 together, and then I'm going to have you finish the rest of the do you know before you move into your independent practice. So for number 3, I have 2/3 minus 1/3. Well, my denominator is staying the same, so it's going to stay the same over here. And then I can just say, well, what is 2 minus 1? 2 minus 1 is 1, and my denominator stays the same as thirds. You don't have to write this step. If you can see it on your own, you can skip that part. I'm just doing that to help show you as well. All right, check out number 4. We've got 3/4 minus 2/4. And so when I do that, I know my denominator is going to be what? I hope you said 4. Because it's 4 here, it's 4 here, it's 4 here. Now I can subtract my numerators. What's 3 minus 2? 3 minus 2 is 1. So my answer here is 1/4. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in real fast. Sorry. All right. I'm going to have you pause the video, and I want you to do 5, 6, 7, and then pause. All right. 5, 6, and 7, and then pause. Go ahead and pause your video right now. Do those, and then I'll go over that with you. All right, I hope you pause the video and try these on your own. This is a chance for you to check your work. And all I mean by that is I want you paying attention and seeing, did you get the same answer that I did? And if the answer is no, then I want you to ask this question. Why? Where was the mistake? Mistakes happen. They are common to everybody. But we want to fix them before the next time. And you're going to be doing some independent practice in just a moment. I want you to practice these first. All right. Our first one is 5/6 minus 2/6. I know that my denominator is going to be 6 because that's what the denominator is saying. And then I can say, well, what's 5 minus 2? And 5 minus 2 is 3. So my answer is 3/6. All right. How about number 6? We had 9/12 minus 3/12. What's my denominator going to be? It's going to be 12. Yeah, because it's the same denominator of what we've already been using. Then I can say, well, what's 9 minus 3? 9 minus 3 is 6. So my answer is 6/12. All right. How'd you do on those two? I hope you're starting to go, oh, I see what's going on. I got it. I'm feeling good. For number 7, what is my denominator going to be? It was 8. It was 8. It's going to stay 8. 9 minus 3 is 6. So my answer is 6/8. Okay. All right. I want you to assess right now. Did you get 1 right, 2 right, all 3 right? Let's go for 3 on these last ones. I'm going to have you do number 8, 9, and 10, and then come back and check your work. But I want you to take your time because I want you to go 3. All right, so do your very best. See if you can get all 3 of these correct. Pause your video now. Press play when you want me to go over it. All right, I hope you paused your video because we're going to go over number 8. All right, for number 8, I've got my denominator of 10, which means, you guessed it, denominator of 10. Now, 17 minus 9, we're getting a little bit higher up there, but I can count backwards from 17 9 times. So I'm going to use my fingers just to help keep track. But 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. 8. So my answer is 8/10. All right. Did you get that one right? I sure hope so. All right. What about number 9? Number 9 is 4/8 minus 1/8. What's my denominator going to be? It's going to be 8. They were already 8s right here, so I just have to use that again. All right. Now when I say 4 minus 1, well, 4 minus 1 is 3. So my answer is 3/8. All right. For number 10, this one's a little trickier. All right. Now I've got 1/2 minus 1/2. So my denominator can stay the same at 2. 1 minus 1 is 0, right? And so instead of writing 0 halves, what I would actually write, and if you wrote that, then you got it right. But what we would actually just write is 0. Because if I have no halves, I have nothing. I have 0. That's all that we actually need to do. All right. Now, don't forget, when you get down here into the independent practice, don't be worried about this. This is just saying all the way across is 8/100ths. All the way across is 6/8. And then they're saying, what if you took away this much? What's left over here? So I'd be saying, well, 8 minus 3 equals what? All right, my denominator will stay the same. Over here, I'm saying 6 minus 4 equals what? And my denominators will stay the same. All right, fourth grade, thanks for sticking with me today and working hard on this concept. You guys, I'm sure, are starting to do really well with this. Hopefully, it's really starting to click where we just need those common denominators. Then we just focus on the numerators. It's not too bad. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and we will see you next time.